Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Boys from the Baltic Star. It's Friday night, and when it's Friday night and the three of us are here, then we play Traveller. First things first, the most important thing I need to bring up this evening is Ben's beard is an option to spend points on tonight. Some of you may have noticed, those that care specifically about such things. His chin is appallingly naked. He's letting the side down, so the options are there if you so wish. Right, now the most important thing's out of the way. That's okay, Spares. I know you're watching. Howard's still very much here, and Ewan is keeping the percentage up as well. There we go. Now we can make things right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? For those watching for the first time,
That's what we're all asking. Where is it?
Where is it?
To be honest, I think on average we still have an awful lot of beard.
There's a whole lot of. We should do a cover song. A whole lot of beard, double beards. There we go. You got to stay still though, but there we go.
I'll do my best.
Your head's a bit small tonight. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Okay, it's like nothing has ever changed. Phew. If you're watching for the first time, yeah, it's very confusing. Get used to it. We are indeed the boys. That is the tone is set. We are the Boys in the Baltic Star. We play a load of role-playing stuff. We play all sorts of weird bits and pieces, improv, nonsense like that. Well, we pride ourselves on being relaxed and welcoming. So please relax, be welcomed, come and sit at our table. Keep your hands off our dice. But apart from that, make fun of us, chill with us, chat amongst yourselves, chat about what's going on, whatever you fancy. Please do. We will chat with you. If we're not focused on, I would say focused on combat, but the last time we did combat, and this was about 2022, so we'll probably be fine. I'm tempting something here, aren't I, Ian?
Yeah. I'm going straight into combat, regardless of the situation.
We've lured them to the Baltic Star to kill them. Oh no. But yeah, we'll chat and hang out with you as much as you want. Things that you say in chat may make it into stream. We're interactive in that regard. Speaking of interactive, click on the little red sun. Some people already have to ensure a beard for Ben will sit there for a couple of minutes at least. But there's a bewildering array of options. Generally, if it's a dark pink, some sort of music will play. The expensive things are very interactive, so you can give a boon. You can name an NPC who will be in our story forever. You can make one of the characters regale you with a tale. I think a minute of wisdom is on if you want to confuse one of us into stopping everything and talking about something for a minute. You can make Ben resplend. You can make me get the guns out. We can honour Ewan. Make Stefan steal something. Make Soraya give one of her scouting facts. Make Agnar buy something. There's a whole option. Celebrate the best reporter that there's ever been in Muffin. In fact, I feel the need to do that now. In fact, there we go. A beard for Muffin. We'll just have a bit of fun time. There's one thing, as Ben has just done, for 1 credit and 1 credit only. I'll drink to that. So if you want to get involved, raise a glass, agree to something, 1 credit will inspire drinking. It's a drinking game. Whether you're on softies or hard drinks, drink along. Why not? Why not? Whenever we toast to Grey Hall Bass, whenever I'll drink to that, raise whatever you're drinking to your mouth and join us. Let us interact. It's a wonderful time to spend with wonderful friends. And speaking with wonderful friends, let's start with our introductions. I'm going to go last today because I want to start with the most wonderful friend. And there he is down there. The one that I can rely on to not cause pain and anguish in my life, unlike the man on the bottom. But this first man is my brother from another mother. He is the housewife's favourite. He is the Floofmeister General. He is the wonderful Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Hello, Luke. I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, thanks for asking. Been better, been worse. All the better to see you guys hanging out tonight. Oh, things are rosy in the garden. Speaking of gardens, Ewan, if you were a flower, what flower would you be?
If I were a flower,
All right,
Sounded
it's
like
sound
I
like
was
a
about to
poem.
start reading a poem. I was just buying
come
time. That's what I
prepared.
was really doing. I don't know.
Now you've got to say it in a poetic way.
That's a very good question. It would help if I knew what plants flowered and what plants blossomed, I suppose,
Oh, all right.
and other things, more stuff about plants. Let's say I would be a flower of types. Quick, someone name a flower that's not a rose. Do you know what? I quite like dandelions.
Good, honest blooms.
Mm.
The working man's bloom.
Edible.
Very much. A bit annoying when you find it in your lawn.
No, definitely not. Definitely not weeds. Edible plants.
Edible plants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite of hamsters?
Oh, really?
That
explains a lot.
It does explain a lot. Whenever you go into a pet shop, the hamster, they're like the Pied Piper of Hamelin for hamsters.
Pockets full of dandelions.
Speaking of which, let's talk about your characters, particularly one who likes to have pockets full of cheesy balls.
Yeah, well, yes, indeed. Both alike in colour, not scent. Although, who knows in science fiction, cheese balls may smell very much like dandelions. But Stefan Miller. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say best friend of Soraya. The man on the far right of the picture. Often found with pockets full of cheesy balls or chest hair full of cheesy balls if they've been thrown at him constantly enough by somebody who's trying to frustrate him. He is a sneaky stealth rogue, space rogue, the one who is most likely to steal something, whether the points are redeemed or not. And he's quite partial to a backflip every now and then. It's been a while. The ice seemed like not the place to get that done.
No, treacherous.
Who knows?
Treacherous under
Yeah, no, indeed. And I also play the floofiest, as floofy as a dandelion, Agnar Arnson, the Varga in the picture, second from the left, general space daddy, former military general, quite often likes to buy brunch for the team, but we'll draw the line at full-on buckyball merchandise.
He's a wonderful team, and they're much beloved crewmates, close friends to my two. Cara on the left, who is our artist, the most important of all traveller skills, artistry, of course. Second only to mime. Whoa, philosophy. Sorry.
Philosophy.
Yeah, sorry. Philosophy and then art. It just happens that one person covers both in our crew. Carouser, trader, hacker. Any of that stuff she's great at. If you want someone who can get their hands dirty, not so much. But for that we have Soraya, best friend of Stefan, I believe. Long-term scout, used to having to look after herself, but enjoying having others to watch her back. It's the best time of her life, really. And speaking of someone who every Friday night is the best time of his life, it is the smartest man in any room, who lives his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence. It's confusing me not because he doesn't have a beard, but because he's not wearing a black t-shirt and I don't know what to think. Who is this man? But still, he is regularly carried around Faversham on a sedan chair carried aloft by 6 topless, heavily oiled Eastern European men. He is the Queen of Faversham. It is Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Yes, I'm okay. It's been a week, and now it is coming to an end, and it is time to have some fun.
It is. But first, we need to roleplay.
Oh, yes, you're right. We should get that out of the way first.
Ben, if you were a garden fruit, What old fruit would you be?
Ah, I think that's an excellent and loaded question. Um, not necessarily in that order. Um, I think those who know me well would say crabapple. But truthfully, if I get to pick, blackberry.
The fruit.
You pick a blackberry.
Oh,
Yeah. But you come into your own in the autumn.
That's what they say about me. Yes,
Mm.
yes. That's also roughly when I level up each year.
It is. But speaking of exciting things, we're only a few weeks away from you being able to eat chocolate this year.
That's right. Easter egg sandwich time is coming. Yes, Easter egg sandwich day is. Well, it's an important festival in my calendar.
It's something to look forward to, dear friends.
Yeah.
We're we're only a few streams away from such things, and I think we should celebrate it that weekend as well. The final build to it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll find a way to celebrate. Well, let's face it. We have found excuses to celebrate almost everything. So I can't imagine we'll miss out on an opportunity.
Quite right, sir. Well, I think tonight is a good excuse to celebrate friendship and having time together, and let's celebrate it by playing some Traveller, Ben.
Okay. So let's catch you up with where we are right now. So, on the storm swept ocean world of Darkmoon, some of our travelers are making their way slowly back to the giant floating Darkmoon city in a damaged ship across a cold ocean with a very large squid in hot pursuit. On a cheerier note, another part of the team has just had a much more relaxed time. I mean, not literally. They were in a starship as it plunged towards the southern ice cap, out of control and doomed. So Soraya, Agnar, Johnny, and Sil had joined up with Tally Helinsky, who's actually the daughter of the planet's governor. A plan has been hatched to replace said governor. After all, he runs the entire planet like it's a prison camp. Tally had been betrothed to a notable from a nearby planet. And so when she was abducted by escaping workers, her father contacted the young man and let him know what was happening. Now, unfortunately, the man, Arlen Locke, couldn't get his father to fund a rescue mission. So he salvaged an old ship that was a scrap assault cruiser, renamed it the Bloodbath, and set about repairing it and moving it to Darkmoon. Very slowly. He had the assistance of an old friend, Maggie Leaf, who's a pilot, and they recruited Star Orica, an engineer who was fighting to keep the ship spaceworthy. So, that effort eventually came to a failure. Orica couldn't keep the engines working, and the bloodbath started falling to its death. Everyone aboard managed to escape in the two shuttles, though one of those was heavily damaged in the escape. Everyone made it safely to the ice cap, where they got to watch the bloodbath crash into the ice cap. With planning to do, and not wanting to return just yet to the tunnels under the ice, at least not before some key decisions have been made, everyone climbed into the Baltic Stars shuttle and returned to the ship in orbit, intending to call the community under the ice from the ship. Of course, all this excitement had allowed the new people to feel quite connected to our noble heroes. Star Orica, in particular, seems to have a problem with sarcasm, figurative speech, and other such rhetorical devices. So when it was suggested that she might pair off with Agnar, she gave him an appraising look before nodding. As soon as everyone was aboard, and as the Baltic team set about ensuring brunch was served forthwith, Orica turned to Agnar and said, "So I guess we need somewhere private." And that is where we resume the story.
That's where we're picking up, Ben?
That's
Really?
where we're picking up.
I mean, it is where we left off. Agnar looks very flustered for a moment and spits out a little bit of his drink almost across the bar. He looks at them and says, "Well, I'm flattered, honestly. I hope I'm giving you the wrong impression, but I think what my colleague failed to mention is that I only have eyes for somebody else at this moment, and they're long away, and I don't think they're interested. But That's the way I feel. That is what my heart wants.
She nods and says, "I understand, I think. Okay. Right. Yes. A good explanation." And she wanders off to see if she can find some brunch with the others.
Agnar will down the rest of his the whiskey in his glass and quickly pour another one, feeling somewhat shell shocked.
So, are you going to take the opportunity of the brunch to do any planning, any discussing? Are there questions you have for your newcomers, or for the old hands, for that matter?
The old hands. Nice. That's a good question. I'll get rid of brunch now. I can't work out where I left it. There it is. Okay.
Well, that's the whole point of having a brunch, is to get rid of it. I think there's enough of us here.
It is like seventh brunch or something based on time today.
No, this is good. Bought me a bit of time. Thanks, folks. Oh, yeah. Pop one of these days with the excitement. We're heading into basketball vest season. They'll be out. They'll be free. They'll be free range soon enough. Can't wait.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is definitely getting that way, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Right, now we've killed some time while I try and make my brain work and Ewan makes his work. So I will lead our newcomers to Bast's Bar, please.
Okay.
Come with me, new friends. Come with me. I want to show you. I want to show you the wonders of the Baltic Star. The most important part of all. This is Bast's Bar. She throws her arm open expansively, trying to ignore the alcoholic in the corner.
He is indeed in the corner, though Orica immediately walks over towards him because he's got Caboodle sitting on the bar next to him, and she walks over and stares at Caboodle intently for several seconds before joining the rest of it.
All right.
Reminds her of Agnar.
Yeah. Have you ever been in the presence of a cat before, Star?
No, cats are new to me. They're smaller than I expected.
This is still a baby. It may seem that like it's 3 or 4 years old, but it's actually only a few months.
Right. So it will get bigger.
It will at least double in size, if not triple.
I see. Is there a maximum size for cats?
I've never owned one myself, but I'm assuming it will stop growing at some point.
I see. Some animals do not stop growing.
Oh, speaking of which, we've got some of them too, haven't we, Agnar?
And almost, I believe. What's the latest sit rep on the eggs?
Well, you haven't seen anything new from them recently.
We haven't been down there recently. That's
right.
No living thing has been down there recently.
Soraya's going to get on the old the ship comms. Rick, you there?
Yeah. Problem?
Yeah, just realised we haven't checked on the old eggs for a couple of weeks. Do you want to check they haven't yet hatched into horrific man-killing beasts? There was a sharp stick by the by the entranceway if you need it.
Sure. Just let me get ready, and I'll wave to you as I get to the hatch.
Good man, good man. Keep us. Let us know where they're at, whether whether we need to abandon ship or not.
Sure, will do.
So as you can see, dear friends, we've got a lovely ship that we are totally in control of, and life is good here. And I hope, please, but we'd like to chat a bit more. But order anything you want from the bar. This is Rose. She's a wonderful person, wonderful steward who will furnish you with any of your liquid-based desires.
And Rose smiles at everyone, and says, "Whatever you need, I'm pretty sure we've got it." And there's a sort of brief pause, and then Locke says, "Something smooth and strong, please." And
Unfortunately,
she nods.
Stefan's out on the other ship.
she nods immediately and said, "No, she's down on the ocean, I'm afraid."
Oh, the better choice, actually.
and then she starts lining up a few bottles so that people can pick, whatever appeals to them. Just a selection of various drinks that the ship has accumulated for its bar over time.
Agnar, is this one of those? She sort of winks at him. One of these special bottle events or not?
Well, I'm sure we could find something. Not the top of the range. You understand that's reserved for post-revolution drinks whenever we come across such times.
And as the drinks are all being poured, Rose says, "So, something to eat?"
Oh, we had the last time we ate wasn't a few hours ago. We had some of that fishy stuff, didn't we, on the surface? That was pretty nice. But yeah, Rose, what's in the toasted sandwich maker?
I've been experimenting.
Oh,
you want to see what I came up with?
I do that. That's normally what follows that sort of proclamation, I would say.
Okay. And she starts explaining that she realized that toasted sandwich makers have one obvious function, that they can make toasted sandwiches, but they also have another potential advantage, which is that you could, in theory, take two pieces of bread, put something between them, toast them in the toasted sandwich maker, and then divide them again to produce open, hot snacks. And she proceeds to do this, setting up a number of things in the two separate toasted sandwich makers, and then cracking them open to reveal sort of some with egg on them, some with meat on them, and even a few with like cheese and tomato, that kind of thing, for people to try.
Oh, please, guests, you first. They smell delicious, but I don't know what foods you've been eating for the last few months.
There's a sort of grimace that crosses the faces of all of them at once, for different reasons. One of them has, after all, been living basically on fish and moss, and the others have been living on whatever they could put together for months and months of long-term travel, and probably was all straight out of a tin. So they try to sort of say, you know, after you, oh, please, after you. But once they start digging in, it's pretty obvious they're very excited at the food.
These are great, Rose. You've really outdone yourself.
I'd say it's a spectacular hit.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Just trying some things out.
Yeah, it's true. You do well, because I know you've enjoyed an adventure with us, but I guess sometimes it's nice to not be in the middle of the gunfire, as it were.
In fact, I think that's going to be my new motto.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. You know, it is a risk on the Baltic Star taking top stewards down to the surface on missions, and we want you to live a long and happy life with us on the Baltic Star, Rose. And I don't know, we're very fond of you, aren't we, Agnar?
We are. We certainly are.
She smiles and says, I have decided that for the foreseeable future, I have one specific goal in life, and it is not to have this bar renamed after me.
Oh, well, Rose, that's a... Oof. I don't know if we'd be able to name the whole bar after you. Maybe a table.
An entire table. Okay. Well, then, I don't want that either.
Haven't we got like we've got things on the tables, haven't we? The hologrammatic.
Yes,
fingers.
you have digital programmable hologram things that allow you to do things like place orders from the table.
Was it set up with Bast in them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, we could even turn one of your table. It could even be you doing the orders, Rose, instead of Greyhill on that table. But we could do it anyway. Let's do it anyway before you die. Let's do it anyway instead of you dying.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Let's do that instead. Yes. And she looks at the others and says, so, are you from the planet? And there's sort of a pause as everyone looks around and they all sort of basically in various forms say no, except for Tally, who obviously says, yeah, my dad sort of runs the place. Oh, that's nice. No, it isn't. Oh, okay then. Drink?
Well, Rose, you're actually in the presence of a man who we're hoping may be the next and final ruler of the city here on Darkmoon. Not Agnar, but
No.
But this gentleman here, Mr. Arlen Locke.
Sir, I believe.
Sir Arlen Locke. Oh, Agnar's always the one with the social skills.
Formalities.
He nods and Rose immediately flashes him a smile and says, oh, well, very nice to meet you. So, possibly this is an inappropriate question, but if you're heading to take over the planet and all that, what brings you here? Wouldn't this be in kind of the wrong direction?
Well, it's just a short a short pit stop, isn't it, Mr. Locke? After Sir Locke, Arlen, Sir Arlen. You see, Rose, Arlen, Sir Locke has travelled from Osin.
Oh. Wow. So you're not exactly hitting the high points of the galaxy? And he grins at her and says, you know, there are probably a few things I should say in its defense if I could think of any.
Well, he's heading from Austin to here for the city. In fact, Agnar, we need to speak with those at the ice base, don't we? Let them know what's going on.
We do indeed. Well, what is going on, by the way? Remind me. I've had a few shocks today.
A few shots today. Sorry.
Oh, but yes, that as well.
This is bad influence. Sarai nods over at our beloved alcoholic. I don't know. Well, Sybil said to stay transparent, didn't she? And but not reveal everything. But if what Arlen Sir Locke said is true, that if he would look at the city after taking it over and it being deemed not efficient enough, that it could well be the Imperium could pull people out of it, didn't they? So
Yes.
that's probably something we could sell to Garavel, not as a definite. And Garavel likes you. I think he appreciates your floofiness,
Well,
your warmth, and yet professionalism. I feel
warmth is important in polar conditions. It's true.
it is.
Do you want me to make the call?
I kind of was. I want to start drinking.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to do that. No firm details as of yet, which is probably for the best. We can leave that as the bit that we do not reveal, and just hold off, I suppose, on their immediate plans, or at least what were their immediate plans just before we left.
Yes, very extreme plans. Very extreme plans.
Well, you grab a drink, get one in for me, and I'll be back in any minute now, I'm sure.
Do you go well? Go well. Oh my goodness! I forgot that was on. The Moamps have hatched. That's the report. The radio comes on just to hear that. Oh god. Yeah, I'm good. Rose, have you ever tried? Have you tried slicing cheesy balls onto these slices of bread? And Sarai wanders off towards Rose and grabs a beer.
No, not yet. But it's on the list of experiments.
Agnar decides that now is a very good time to make himself scarce, because that sounds horrific. And he'll find Helinsky, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Well, Tally is in the crowd, and she's just paying attention to what's going on around her. As you sort of stalk over, you get intercepted on the way by Orica, who walks over and in her slightly unsettlingly not entirely comfortable way, she literally just steps in front of your route and says, "Do you think anyone would mind if I checked out the engines?"
I certainly don't think that would be a problem. No, not at all. Let me. I'm sure we could find a tour guide for you somewhere. The Soraya.
Yellow.
Engine tour. Can you hook Star up with somebody to give her the guided tour of the engines?
Yeah, I can. She sort of flicks on her device. Rachel, you there?
And as this is happening, Agnar will take a sidestep and make his
Fair
way
enough.
round.
Yes, Rachel responds immediately. Yeah, Axis here.
Are you happy to show a friend of ours some of the engines? She single-handedly got that massive ship that was in orbit. She single-handedly managed to get that over here from Austin, so it might be quite nice for her to see how ship-shape you keep our ship here.
Sure. I mean that's the ship that crashed into the planet, right?
Yeah, but it's 11,000 tons. To be honest, can put 1,000 troops down on the planet. Not it can't now because it's sinking under the ice. But
Thank goodness it didn't.
exactly, that would have changed things heavily. But to be fair, she did also do it single-handed. I'm pretty certain those ships normally have an engineering team of more than one, right?
Some of your larger ships even have 3.
Exactly. So we're wondering, she's show her the sights, show her how a truly great, skilled, lifetime engineer does things.
Yes, absolutely. Send her off. I'll meet her at the door to engineering.
Soraya, without getting up from the seat, points over at one of the big ship maps sort of that are dotted around everywhere. I've got one. I've actually got one open at the minute. Oh, that'd have been good.
Ooh.
Oh, that would have been good. Don't think I've got one. Hang on, let me see if I've got something that fits. Hang on, let's have a look. That's the closest I've got.
What? Wait. Oh, okay. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, Star. If you points on the map. We're here. If you head back down the corridor, I wouldn't take the emo side. You'll know when you see it.
Okay.
Go the nicely coloured side. Go to the back, and our chief engineer will see you aft.
That sounds good. Thank you. I used to be a chief engineer. And without waiting for any kind of response, she turns and stalks off towards the rear of the ship. So yes, Tally looks up as you approach.
Excuse me, Tally. Might I? Can I trouble you for a minute?
All evidence so far has proved that you're going to be nothing but trouble.
Indeed, the communications to your former co-inhabitants. Could you provide me with the details?
Sure. I can, in theory at least, place a call to my father. I can place a call to Garaval, though he doesn't usually pick up. Or I can place a call to the place you were, the under ice tunnels, and that part of things are basically run by Brack. But I can certainly get him.
Yes, that would be the most preferable option. I certainly don't want to inform your father of our potential plans.
All right, right now, and if so, right here.
Well, we could. Well, it doesn't have to be overtly covert. We could just step into the hallway if you wish, if that would be agreeable.
Sure. As you do, she has to pause for just a moment as she sees a crewman she does not recognize clomping his way down the companionway, wearing an extremely heavily built hostile environment backsuit, carrying a sort of improvised piece of hull plating from engineering that he's attached to his arm like a shield, and with a carbine cradled in his arms, and he saunters past as best he can, evading. Sorry, excuse me, heading down into the hold, and disappears off down the companionway.
this is all in all. Agnar is feeling somewhat stressed, I think, at this point, with the series of events that have occurred since they've been back on the Baltic Star. He should be used to it, but he thinks to himself, at least it wasn't a few minutes later when I was trying to have a phone call.
Okay.
Shall we?
Yes. Let's do it. You find a little that sort of open area just behind the main lounge bar area, in the neck of the ship, if you know what I mean. Just in front of the bridge. It's a fairly busy corner, but there's no activity there at the moment.
Perfect. As far as I'm aware, the plan is to inform them of the plans, Locke's plans, at least. Once, if he takes over, to assess the situation and heavily weight the discussion towards the leaving, should it not be a financially viable option for the Imperium. Just by way of halting their immediate plans. Hopefully, Garaval can communicate that to the more militant members of the group.
Okay. So she takes out her communicator and she places a call through and says, holds for a second, and then you actually hear Brack answer the call. He says, Brack, you okay, Tally? And she says, yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Someone wants a word. And she holds out the communicator to you.
Sorry, and Agnar puts down the packet of cheesy balls that he was rustling with. So
I'm muting now.
Garaval, Agnar Arnson here. You might remember me, the one with the shotgun.
Oh yeah. I do remember you. Never forget a Varga.
Certainly not one that you met a few hours ago, at least.
So yeah. What can I do for you?
We've met up with Locke, Sir Arlen Locke, I believe. Things seem to be amicable. Am I right, Tally?
Yes, I think so.
Seems pleasant enough, but more importantly, we had time to discuss their potential plans if we can get them into power on the planet, and thought that it might be useful information for you to. I suppose the way I phrased it best was for you to relay to the more, who lower his voice slightly, militant members of your organisation.
So you want us to hold fire for a while? That's it.
The overwhelming idea is that Locke plans to assess the facility and see how financially viable it is for the Imperium to maintain a foothold. And if it's not, he intends to withdraw from the planet.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure how that sits with you personally. I mean, presumably better than the current situation. But I get the feeling that certain members of your group would receive that well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they would. I think they would very much. Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what. I will. I'll pass on your message, but I can't promise anything. If the changeover of government that you're planning causes enough chaos and enough problems, then we may see an opportunity to take what we need. And I can't pass up an opportunity. They don't come around that often.
Would you at least do us the courtesy of informing us if that was going to be the case, so that we could ensure, well, I suppose at least the safety of Tally and any other innocents that are happen to be in or around any planned action?
All right. Yes, that I can do.
Thank you. That's appreciated. It would go no further than my crew from me.
All right.
My crewmates, I should say. They might be
I
listening.
will have a word with Garaval. He can be a bit prickly about these things, but I will do my best.
Last thing from me, certainly. Your immediate thoughts on that plan of action?
If the city has a new governor, I mean, Garaval and his people aren't going to be happy. But for me, it might be the best outcome. It means we wouldn't have to move millions of people off the planet in a hurry. Anyway, I'll do my best to run interference for you.
Thank you. Much appreciated. If the end goal for all of you is withdrawal of the Imperium, any information or suggestions on how we can make... He'll sort of side glance at Tally for a little bit just to judge her reaction. Make the place seem less financially profitable would be greatly appreciated. I don't think any of us up on board here are necessarily accountants or have that kind of knowledge, but any input on that side of things would be helpful. Not now necessarily.
I'll think about it and see what I can come up with. For now, I'm just going to have to tell Garaval to trust you guys as long as he can.
Thanks. We'll aim to move swiftly, I suppose. If I've got any more updates, what's the best way to contact you without necessarily having to make a phone call?
This is the only sensible way to contact me. I mean, I suppose we could try smoke signals. How about you set fire to that giant city, and then when I see that, I'll know that the plan's underway.
How will you know it's me and not somebody else?
As far as I'm aware, you're probably the only people actually trying to set fire to the city. But to be fair, there is another obvious way. You could drop another giant spaceship on us.
With with the greatest of respect, that one was sort of out of our hands. The ship was coming down one way or another.
Right.
I'll tell you about it sometime. At the end of all this.
Out on this ice cap, we're quite used to a bit of snow, a bit of hail, but you know, ships the size of cities landing on us. That was new.
Is all well down there? No casualties.
It's all good as far as we know. It's all good.
Okay, that's good to hear at least. Thank you again for your cooperation. I'll be in touch at an appropriate time with some more news.
Okay.
And he'll nod to Tally and just sort of gesture that he's going to walk away in case there's anything that they need to discuss, I suppose, without him being there, just as a bit of a courtesy. And he'll head back towards the bar.
Okay. Tally will follow back to the bar and take a drink. As soon as she picks up her glass, she drains it fairly fairly enthusiastically, and says, it's all going well.
Are you sure? Thoughts? Concerns?
Well, I don't know what kind of reception we're going to get in the city, and I don't know if we're even going to get to check out the viability of the place. And if we do get to check it out, I don't know what the answer is going to be. And then I could end up stuck in the city with my father still governor, which could lead to war and then death and mayhem. Or I could end up staying with Arlen as governor, which could lead to war and death and mayhem. Or it could be civil war between people who want my father or want Arlen to be governor, in which presumably I'm going to be like the poster child for both sides of that fight. And either way, war, death, and mayhem. I mean, there's probably a way that doesn't lead to that. It's just, it feels like we've got to walk a bit of a tightrope to get there.
And that is the one that we're aiming for.
Right.
And I think if you don't want to end up in any of those situations, I'm sure he'll look over towards the bar where no doubt Soraya and Rose are desperately trying to make cheesy ball toasted sandwiches.
Oh, delicious.
I can say with all certainty that those two over there, the Soraya, whilst she may not appear to be the most fierce of our crew, would certainly not leave you in a situation where you are not happy.
Okay.
As he says, most fierce, Soraya smashes a cheesy ball on the bar with an angry look on her face.
Beautiful.
Okay. And you know what? At that point, we will take our break. Because I'm not following that.
No, I approve. It's very good.
Wonderful. Right. We'll be back in 5 minutes, everyone. Don't go anywhere. Well, you can if you want, but come back. We're going to do the Bass Toast, the most important part of any stream, of course. And then we'll have about another 45, 50 minutes. So come and hang out with us, and we might actually do something dangerous at some point. But until then, enjoy this break. I really should have set this up a bit quicker.
Press the buttons.
Press the buttons. There we go. That's
Make
the
it so,
picture.
Luke.
That's the picture. That's the music. And you're muted. then.
It's time to recount another of the stories I was once told by our former ship's steward. I can't verify the accuracy of these stories. After all, he once told me he invented tubes. Once, he told me, he was serving on a ship that was engaging in, let's say, unauthorized search and seizure operations. You know, piracy. Anyway, in those parts, there were two notable pirates, and they agreed to a sort of wager where they would meet some time hence, and whichever crew had managed to accrue the most stolen wealth by that time would be declared the winner. If I recall, despite the enthusiastic looting, fighting, and murdering that the crew engaged in, they were unsuccessful, and it was the other crew that claimed the victory. What I remember most, however, is that our former steward remarked that he thought it was a strange wager to undertake. Sure, it was going to involve danger, excitement, death, and glory, traditional pirate activities, but, as he pointed out, accepting the wager itself was a surprise, since gambling was prohibited in that region, and breaking that rule could result in a stiff fine. Whenever I feel the need for a moral compass, to this day, I always recall our illustrious former steward, and it is in that spirit that I ask you to join me in raising a glass to toast to the memory of the late, great Greyhill Bast.
The late
For
great
the late great.
Greyhill Bast. What a guy.
Indeed.
Yes. Yes. A moral compass for us all. So, as we know, you've been prevaricating around the bush. So,
Soraya looks to Agnar as they re-enter. So Agnar, it's all good to go?
They will. They'll do their best to waylay and give us the opportunity.
Well, you know, there was a great scout many years ago who once said that revolution works best as a dessert after a mains of brunch and saunas. Our other crew are on their way back, right? Shall we offer our new friends a last evening all together of Baltic Star revelry and then get to serious work when our numbers are full?
I would say that would be the sensible strategic plan. There's no point in going in before they even make it back.
And to be honest, I think Rose has just perfected the cheesy ball recipe.
Sure. I'll take your word for it. I'm sure Stefan will be more than delighted.
okay.
She gets on the caller. Rick, you there?
Yes.
When you're done with the eggs, can you sort the saunas out, please? Get the coals up to good temperature.
Sure. Yeah, I can get on that.
And get some more. Bring some more loaves of bread up from storage, yeah, and the family size bag of cheesy balls.
Yeah. You know, there's really one thing I could suggest.
Mm-hmm.
If you attached a broomstick to my arse, I could mop the deck at the same time.
Agnar, he's saying something. Have we got broomstick?
What for?
He's gone all kinky again.
Tell him the one he used last time is still in his quarters, I think. It wasn't checked back into your inventory.
I will do. Use your other kinky stick.
Right. On my way.
Soraya hangs up, opens her arms happily, and says, "Friends, tomorrow we start a new world, but tonight let us eat, drink, and hang out together naked."
And everyone looks a little startled.
Soraya just
Agnar,
doesn't
for the
change
second
her.
time, spits out a little bit of his.
His monocle falls out.
Mm.
Yes. At, at the sound of the word naked, you see the head of your slightly drunken crewmate lift up off the bar. It's like, you said what now?
Well, of course, there will be limitations to who's invited. But for now, let us drink together at least, and we'll see where the evening takes us.
An enormous smile crosses Gag's face. Yes, drink. and everyone pours a drink, which means I think we need to cut to activities on board a ship making its way across the ocean.
Ah, yes.
Can I just quickly jump in and just say that Agnar will spend the time catching Soraya up on the full depth of the conversation that he had with Garaval and lines of communication and
Not the whole time. That'd be so boring.
all of it.
Can't you do it in
He's
like
going to
3
repeat.
minutes?
He's going to repeat it.
Just give me the headlines. Just give me the key points. That's all I need. Stop ruining my evening.
So since it has been a few episodes since we visited, we should first of all remind everyone that on this ship, which is somewhat damaged, its hydrofoils are somewhat damaged, which has slowed down its return. It's taken a bit of punishment following encounter with the squid and didn't retrieve much in the way of the wonderful kelp that is supposed to be its mission. It briefly had its computers reprogrammed to direct it to a different part of the ocean, but that has now been reset. So it's now heading properly back to the city. However, it is, I'm afraid, still being followed by a very large squid. Now, aboard this ship, we have Kara and Stefan, we have Kron, and we have Zoe. And while there are a number of pretty much interchangeable crew members, if you remember from back then in the day, you've got a couple of pilots up front, and notably a crew chief called Linto Sard, who you do have ongoing conversations with. And as the ship races its way back towards the city, it by the time we get back to it, the city will be just coming into view, and people are still looking at the scanner and seeing the squid following them in. But the city is definitely visible on the horizon, because obviously it rises quite a long way above the sea, with the ice cap visible behind it.
Betty, look. And Stefan will point out the city, assuming we can see it from where we are.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while. I'm glad, we're nearly home. I've been thinking about this journey, Stefan. We didn't see the first squid for about half an hour. Colossal. 60-footer. You know that in the water, Stefan? You can tell by looking from the eye to the tip of the tentacle. What we didn't know was that our mission was so secret, no signal had been sent. They didn't even list us overdue for a week. Very first light, Stefan. Squids come cruising by, so we formed ourselves into little tight-knit groups of Baffies. Sort of like you see in the calendars, you know, the old infantry squares and the old calendars like the Battle of Waterloo. And the idea was that the squid came to the nearest man, hopefully Kron. That man, he starts pounding and hollering. Sometimes the squid, he goes away, but sometimes he wouldn't go away. How much have I drunk, Stefan?
And Stefan will lean over and he'll say, I think you've drunk enough that you're making up names. Who's Stefan? Who's Kron? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, Stefan, Kron, Sinto Lard, you're all the same to me.
Who?
You know, Sinto. The guy, the hairy guy. The cheery man.
That one I know.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it? Ah, Neil. What a guy, huh? Best of us.
Stefan looks over. What's Neil doing? Kron.
He's looking a little bit uncomfortable at Kara's seeming lack of control. Put it that way.
Very much the best of us.
Kara will lean into Stefan and say, "Oh man, I'm really bored. It must be said." She suddenly seems much more sober than she was, given her whole big nonsense.
Well, it'll be fine. Don't worry. We'll get back. We'll not be the conquering heroes coming back with loads of kelp. I'm sure there'll still be like some kind of parade or something in our honor. Then we can. I don't know. What is the plan after this?
I don't know. It's all
Get
got a
back
bit.
to the Baltic Star. Get some punch.
Oh, we must produce some.
What's the time? What time are we due to be back? Because we can't actually enter the
Let's find out.
city, can we?
Linto. Yeah, Linto. What time are we due back?
But they don't know that.
Yeah, what time are we back, Linto?
I reckon, with a bit of luck, following wind, we'll probably make dock around 7.
Oh, what's our She whispers in again. What's our time again?
6.
Steve, 6. Steve, that's going to be awkward, man.
Especially if we're still being pursued by a giant squid.
Now, there's only one thing we can do. Like, we're going to have to go under.
Well,
we're going to have to
you
get
say
heads
there's
down.
only one thing.
Oh, okay. There's many things we can do, but
What's your idea?
a ferret and a drain pipe, and
I see where you're going with this.
yeah, but it's not. That's not the way I want to go this time around. Not this time.
No.
We can get our head down. It's risky though, man. But there must be places you can hide out for the evening. But no, I can get onto the cameras. I'd imagine. Make sure there's nothing watching us. Make they glitch out. Find a storage bay to get our heads down in. We're dressed in the gear, aren't we?
Yeah, and I'd imagine if we're coming off one of these, they're going to assume. Certainly, anyone that sees us on the camera is going to assume that we're meant to be. There.
It's going to buy us that first
Very
half an hour in it.
conversation.
It's going to yeah. It's going to buy us that first half an hour in it, getting off and the heading up towards debrief or whatever. But
it's probably better than my idea.
What was your idea?
Well, either we try and make friends with the squid,
That's
we
your
go
answer to
in guns
everything.
akimbo,
All right.
shoot first, don't give them a chance to answer.
Oh, such a bad idea that you've crashed out.
Have they actually?
No, you're back now. You're
Just
back
for a
now.
moment, yeah.
Such a bad idea.
Guns-
Or potentially we contact our other friends and see if they can pick us up from the outside, because that's fine, right? We're just not allowed inside.
What you suggest? But that's suggesting what? Going overboard, or just never coming back through the?
No, we dock like we did before. We
Yeah.
don't go into the airlock, and we just see if our friends can bring a shuttle and pick us up and take us back from whence we came.
I miss that place.
But I kind of like the laying low.
It suits your style. I've heard that most of your 20s were spent laying low somewhere.
They were indeed. There was a good 6-month period where all I did was wear these sleeveless shirts and
It's a good look, strong look. It's nearly that season
Sorry.
again. Nearly that season again, Stefan. Just maybe not on this planet.
Mm.
You don't want to hit
It's that season somewhere.
somewhere. It's always that season somewhere.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You're
Do you want
cool.
us to... I don't know. Either way, either we.
Let's say no to the Guns Akimbo and the
Squid Friends.
Squid Friends one. It's probably a bad choice.
Ben, remembering from when we left,
Mm-hmm.
was the dock on the inside of the city or the outside of the city? It'd be outside.
Okay. So the dock, when you pull in, is on the outside of the city. There's an actual pier alongside the ship that you can climb out onto, and then the city itself is accessed by a double set of doors.
Yes, I remember that bit. Yeah.
Which actually face directly onto the rear loading hatch of the ship. So you do actually have to step outside of the city in order to cross that gap. And there's a little bit of space each side of the ship on that sort of pier platform area where people can store things, load things, and what have you. But it's not a huge area.
Yeah. Like, I guess, Stefan, if we do call, this is all under breath, so of course, if we do call the Baltic Star shuttle down, that's going to come up on the sensors, and that's going to pretty much inform everyone that there are people around after hours. You know, not breaking any laws officially, but suspicious possibly. Do you know what I mean? I'm not against it necessarily.
Yeah, I suppose it depends if there's any laws about us going out and driving bathies and saving people from giant squids and harvesting kelp.
Our own people from giant squids.
We can admit that bit, but yeah, sure. Because that would be the rule breaking, I assume.
I would imagine so. I could go either way, Stefan. What way do you want to make it? Do you want to heads down for the night, or so the sneaky way, or the let it be known that we were there, get back to the Baltic Star kind of way?
Both have their pros and cons. I like the stealthy way, but I don't. Given our experience of this place, given my experience of being on the run, I don't think there'd be many people that would be willing to stick their neck out to harbour us for the evening, necessarily. But as you say, is it better than having a ship outed, or somebody on our ship outed as doing something that perhaps they shouldn't have been doing.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
What will you do?
Kara sort of staggers up to her feet a little bit and squints over, a bit over dramatically, to Sard and just sort of announces to everyone, "All right, time to go off to the little girl's room."
Because that needs an announcement.
Yep. It would do if you were drunk, of course.
Yep.
And she staggers off to the head, I guess, wherever that might be.
Mm-hmm.
We are on a ship, so that is a head,
Yep.
isn't it?
It is.
Gets inside.
And it's in the right place on a ship. It's in the head.
It's in the head. Beautiful, as it should be. She gets inside, pulls out her device, and gives Agnar a call.
Okay.
Yes, hello. Agnar Hansen here.
Hey, Agnar, it's Betty. Yeah.
I'm sorry, who?
Hello, Betty, the big B. B to the E to the double T Y.
No, I know it's you. I can recognise your voice, Cara. I'm not an idiot. I know it's you.
Oh yeah. How's it handling?
We're doing quite well, actually. We went on a little skiing excursion to the ice cap. Went underneath. They took my gun away from me. I was very upset for a period of time. I think they thought
you love that gun, man. You love that gun.
I
you got that when you retired. That was your special retirement gift.
I know. It's strong emotional ties to it, but I got it back. It's fine. It's all good. We I think for a period of time they thought that we were there for nefarious means and had been sent by the governor or the city. I know, us. Such innocent faces. Me and Soraya.
How is that going, that team? That's new. That's a new team.
Oh, we're doing well. As I say, we're doing well. We went there. We survived. We got our weapons back. We left. We found the governor's daughter. Did you know that was a thing?
No,
The governor's daughter's been missing for a long time. So
we
rescued them. Then we got run in. We ran into their fiance. I don't know if you know that they're due to get married to.
I didn't even know they existed.
To Sir Arlen Locke. I'm sure you recognise the name. Not quite as well as my name, obviously. But
feels like a name I should know, but for some reason I think I probably don't know it.
Precisely, and we were a little bit worried for a time because they'd brought this massive ship into orbit. I lose track of where we are at this point in the evening, but I've had a few. Shh, don't tell anyone. It's like a 9 million tonner, I think they said. Could land at least 2 million troops on the planet.
I can tell when you're just in a towel. Your voice is different.
Yeah, I am, but I didn't go into the sauna with everyone else because I didn't want it to smell a wet dog with guests on board. We've got guests on board the Baltic Star. Because
what? And I'm stuck here.
Sir Arlen's ship crashed. We survived the ship crash.
I did notice the big ship. It came over actually, very big, old. Looked like an 11,000 tonner. Like maybe 1,000.
Did you see the two little
maybe?
small things coming off of it?
No.
Oh, well, one of those was me.
Got very small things. I hope the other was Soraya.
Oh well, yeah, actually it was. Anyway, we survived. We met back up. We got to the Baltic Star. Had some brunch.
Oh man, no, that's making me jealous.
Are you? I'm not on speakerphone, am I?
No. Goodness sake, no.
There's talk of a revolution.
Okay.
We think we might be able to install a new leader, Sir Arlen Locke, who was due to marry the governor's daughter in order to take control of the planet.
Okay.
Seems very amenable. The people listen. I didn't tell you. The people on the ice. They don't want the Imperium here. They don't want any off-worlders here. And he's got this idea that he'll either run it more fairly than the current, or if it's not
less fairly, could it?
If it's not a financially viable business, he'll just pull everyone off and just be like, no.
Well, he's got what? Pull everyone off?
The planet.
Oh, for goodness sake! I thought it was some weird kinky dream he had.
You're so disgusting. So yeah, we're gonna spend one last night of joyous revelry. You know what Soraya's like. She's got out the family size cheesy ball bag, and we're all in the sauna.
You're-
Well,
you're
we're
the
not all in
family-sized
the sauna.
cheesy
Everyone
ball
else
bag.
is in the sauna.
and you're just in your room again with the steam machine. But you've just got to
Yeah.
accept it. People will accept you for who you are. Don't feel bad. You are you. This man is part of
I
you.
don't. No, it's not. It's not just that. To be honest, I was kind of making excuses because this one girl tried hitting on me, and it was a little bit awkward.
What? Where is she? I'll lay her
So
out. Where is she?
she's in the sauna. That's why
Oh,
I'm.
get
That's
back.
why I'm in my room with the steam thing. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. It was all amicable.
Do you want me to hack into? I can hack into. I can make her not exist.
No. Look, we've got bigger things to do. We're gonna overthrow a governor.
Ah, that'll be the second. We're not going to poison him again, are you?
I don't know
I know
what
that's
you're talking about.
That's your style. You're the cheeky poisoner. That's the way you roll. A little pill in a drink. That's your method.
Listen.